It's the 4th of July, a day dedicated to celebrating American independence and freedom. And, to celebrate, today I'm going to rank every U.S. state and territory flag. The United States has 50 states and 5 territories, plus the District of Columbia, giving us 56 flags to rank today. I'll be ranking them using 3 points. 1. Uniqueness. Can I tell what flag it is from a quick glance? Is it a unique design specific to that state and that state only? 2. Meaning. A flag can look great, but not really represent the state at all. Do the colors and shapes mean something, such as relating back to the state's history or the state's geography? 3. Looks. Finally, does the flag actually look good? Is this suitable to represent an entire state, or is it a slop show? Anyways, I want to keep this intro brief, so let's get into it already. Number 56. Maine. Maine gets last place simply due to being so utterly boring. Maine's flag has nothing special, nothing unique to it, at all. Every other state flag has at least a little something about it to make it unique, even the blue seal ones. But Maine? No. They're so bland. The Dorito on the top, it means I lead in Latin. Sure, Maine, you can lead the blandness convention. The 2 people on the side represent farming and sailing, 2 big parts of Maine's history, and nearly every other coastal state's history. In the center here, we see a white pine tree, basically a symbol of Maine, pine tree state. Yet it looks better on Vermont's flag. I'm sorry, Maine, I love you. This won't cut it. Maybe you wouldn't have gotten last place if you had just used your cooler, more unique early 1900s flag. But no, we have this. Sorry, Maine, you get last place. F dear. Number 55. Michigan. M states aren't doing too well, it seems, as next up is the Wolverine state of Michigan. Of course, we have another case of the blue seals, which will be the case for most of the bottom tier. Like Maine, Michigan's flag has no noticeable variation, not even a name drop. However, they did decide to fit like 32 Latin phrases on here, probably to sound smart or something. We've got E pluribus unum, the classic motto of the United States, meaning out of many, one. But yeah, sure, you are one. A bland one. We've got tuber, I think that's how you pronounce it, which means I will defend, a neat nod at how Michigan was a front for an American war one time during that tiny war with Britain in 1812. Oh, and apparently also an even smaller skirmish between Canada and America later in the 1800s. Why Michigan added this to their seal is beyond me. The only thing they're defending their state from in 2026 is angry Ohioans. Next up is this, which I'm not reading, which translates to, if you seek a pleasant peninsula, look about you. Basically saying that the lower peninsula, because God knows the upper peninsula ain't getting recognition, is a pretty chill place. It's not. Detroit is there. Need I say more? Overall, the Michigander flag is pretty buns, and only gets above Maine because of the elk and moose. They can at least tell you that this is a forested state, so probably Michigan. Still F-tier content, though. Number 54, Wisconsin. Michigan's neighbor to the west is up next, and holy is this one bad. I don't like the blue seal flag, but at least a nice blue-yellow combination makes it slightly better. This, meanwhile, ugh. Wisconsin has both its name and admission year to the Union on its flag, in an ugly white font. It looks like a template, not a draft, not anything official. I redid it in yellow and it looks much better, but here it just looks, I don't know, like a Walmart version of a US state flag. Something that would be used in like the 1800s. Not to mention its seal, which is so small anyone looking at the flag from afar will basically just see a yellow smudge. We have so many state seals to break down, so I want to make this fast. It's just so basic. I mean, agriculture, mining, navigation, manufacturing, like, what? Every state does that. Another E pluribus unum, this one so small I nearly missed it when I was reviewing it. We have a badger, which is nice, Wisconsin being the badger state, and a state motto. Once again, nothing too unique. This is really all I have to say. I mean, What can I even milk out of this for video length? A cheese joke? A Culver's joke? I don't know, man. F tier. Number 53, Montana. Yep, that sure is Montana. In big, bold letters. I mean, come on, what can I say? It's so boring. I mean, even the seal is nothing to gawk at. It's just a landscape. Come on, I need good content for the video. Can't keep having these blue seals. How many more of these are there? This gets an F tier. I have literally nothing else to say. Number 52, Kentucky. Kentucky. They made a whole state based on a fried chicken place. Their flag, however, does not reflect that. Instead, we have this, another blue seal. That sounds like a slur the way I'm saying it. Anywho, Kentucky's flag is pretty bland. Even the seal is just two men embracing in a totally non-romantic relationship. United we stand, divided we fall, says the state that almost joined the Confederacy. There's nothing else notable here other than the state flower. Okay. F tier. Number 51, Nebraska. Nebraska is another bare minimum blue seal. Kind of like how the real Nebraska is a bare minimum state. They even changed their seal to full yellow. So you're probably wondering how it got so far up in the ranking if it's just a basic blue seal. Well, it's because of the gray. I like the gray. It's very pleasing to the eye for some reason. However, that doesn't save it fully. It's still F tier. Number 50, Oregon. Now we have a special case. At first, Oregon seems to have one of the worst flags. I mean, full yellow with the state name and year of admission on it. We've seen it before. However, Oregon actually has a backside to their flag. It's a beaver, which is cool and quite unique. That brings it up a good few spots, but still, the front is pretty buns and the back isn't that groundbreaking, so E tier. Number 49, Delaware. Oh boy, Delaware. The butt of many jokes in America, including this one. Delaware tried to be different with a different shade of blue and a beige rhombus surrounding their seal. Yet somehow they chose the two most unappealing and most contrasting colors possible. I mean, look at this. Ugh. They are apparently supposed to represent George Washington's uniform, yet the blue is extremely off. And you can't forget the date at the bottom displaying the full date of admission to the Union, because the only thing interesting about the state is the fact that it was our first. Delaware's flag is genuinely cheeks. F tier. Number 48, Illinois. Illinois' flag can really only be described as ugly. It is white, yes, which separates it from the rest of the blue seal slightly, but the seal is just so bad. I mean, the eagle looks just weird, and the fact that they put the date of admission and the date this flag was adopted? What? Why would anyone need to know that? Please, just take Chicago's flag. You're basically just that city anyways. F tier. Number 47, United States Virgin Islands. Probably forgot I'm including territories, huh? Yep, the Virgin Islands, a whole U.S. territory based on me. Your flag is pretty unique, but it doesn't really look all too good in my opinion. We have a golden eagle here and a V and I in an ugly light blue. The asymmetry makes the letters look placed unevenly, triggering my OCD. It looks like a Walmart version of the U.S. seal. Definitely not becoming the Chad Islands with this one. F tier. Number 46, Kansas. Oh my Billy G's, the state name on the bottom of the flag? Wow, and a sunflower? Okay, that brings you up. Other than that though, get out. F tier. Number 45, New Hampshire. New Hampshire is nothing special. A blue seal with a ship on it. It has a nice gold olive branch around it, but other than that, nothing too unique. So, number 45 it gets. E tier. Number 44, Idaho. Back up in the Great Plains, we have Idaho. I see a superb lack of potatoes on this flag. Actually, there may be a few in those cornucopias down there. Wait, what does a cornucopia have to do with Idaho? Whatever. Idaho's is another blue seal. This did go up a few spots, however. They did a fancy banner to state names on. And State of Idaho? Wow, now we're getting fancy. E tier. Number 43, Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania, Another blue seal, of course, with all the same stuff. The seal has everything representing Pennsylvania, including these nice black horses, which definitely carried this ranking. I'm running out of stuff to say for these blue seals, man. E tier. Number 42, New York State. Wow, New York. The fourth most populous state, home to the biggest city in the country. One of the places foreigners always imagine America looking like. And you got surpassed by 40 other states and territories. Really messed up there, huh? New York State is one of the United States' most important places, and yet instead of going for a unique and original flag like all the other important states, they chose a blue seal. Wow. It'd probably place higher if it wasn't for the circumstances, I'll be honest. No orange? Really? Come on. Just take NYC's flag at this point. That would get you near the top. But no. How disappointing. Excelsior, huh? Ever upward in Latin. Sure ain't applying here. E tier. Number 41, New Jersey. Who am I gonna get skewered by all of New York City for putting New Jersey in the spot right above them? Oof, imagine what'll happen when I come to the Statue of Liberty is actually in New Jersey. Anyways, New Jersey would have probably gotten near dead last if it wasn't for the orange background, which sets it apart from the other blue seals and isn't eye-searing like Delaware. Anyways, E tier, it's pleasant to look at. Number 40, Louisiana. Louisiana's flag has a pelican piercing her left breast and feeding the blood coming out of it to her 3 kids. The reason for it being a pelican most likely represents Catholicism and the attempt to integrate Catholics into the United States at the time of the flag's creation. About as crazy as New Orleans, so points given there. Overall, Louisiana's flag is pretty cool. The animals are always nice, but nothing too special here. It's an E tier. Number 39, Massachusetts. Another white seal flag, Massachusetts. It's just so small and boring. Kind of like everything outside of Boston. Just kidding, of course. I visited Massachusetts. It's quite nice. However, I can't really say the same about its flag. It's quite good they're actually trying to change it right now as of mid-2026. They really should have just used their naval ensign or made a combination of the two. E tier. Number 38, Rhode Island. The smallest state finally has a pretty small with a nearly square ratio flag. Everything you do is just as cute as you are. Rhode Island's flag is decent. I don't really like the shade of yellow they use, but I can get around that. It's not blue, which is good, and the anchor does help with the legendary catfish of the state's name. D tier. It's the first one that doesn't desperately need a redesign. Number 37, South Dakota. Next up is South Dakota, that one state with Mount Rushmore. Nothing else of note. South Dakota has a pretty unique blue seal using a much lighter blue. This one actually looks good, unlike someone. However, it still has a seal on it, and the colors really don't go all too well together. This yellow is really, really bad. Still rather good though. D tier. Number 36, Hawaii. Our little Pacific Island group is up next, personally one of my favorite states. However, their flag is not doing it. Ugh, at least it's not a blue seal. First, let's cover the elephant in the room, the Union Jack. For whatever reason, Hawaii has a British flag in the canton despite never being part of the British Empire. That's not very American of you, Hawaii. Anyways, the Union Jack pairs horribly with the red, white, and blue stripes of the rest of the flag. Overall, the flag doesn't really represent Hawaii, and it looks ugly. A flag using green and yellow, along with a Hawaiian shield, would be leagues better. D tier. Number 35, Vermont. For once, a blue seal I actually quite like. Much like the actual state, Vermont's flag is neat and quaint, with some nice grassland and a little tree, which looks much better than on Maine's flag. Ugh, D tier. Number 34, North Dakota. North Dakota is one of the more likable blue seals, much unlike the actual state, which has nothing of relevance. It's just something about the design, I guess. It's just really solid. It has an eagle, which is always nice, the state's name, and a nice banner like Idaho's, And my favorite part, this triangle design up here, which matches up with South Dakota's. A nice little detail there. Cool fun fact, this flag is nearly identical to the banner North Dakota's state troops used in the Philippine-American War, just switched out the troop's name for the states. That's pretty neat. D tier. Number 33, Washington State. Upon being asked to turn in their new state flag, Washington, suffering from extreme anxiety over all the Starbucks consumption, turned in a $1 bill, which now proudly flies over Seattle, representing Washington. The flag is a nice mint green, which I'll admit is the perfect color for Washington with all their forests and stuff. I mean, they are an evergreen state. Ignore this. In the center is, of course, the big man himself, George Washington, namesake of the state. However, Washington State is nowhere near where George was from, nor ever visited. I think the flag seems a tad bit outdated. It looks like one of the earlier state flags before they adopted a cleaner, more formal design. It's not in desperate need of a redesign, but it's not all too great. D tier. Number 32, Indiana. Next up is one of my least favorite states, Indiana. That's a joke. I don't like it. Insert Michael Jackson, Gary Indiana joke here. Anyways, Indiana's flag is neat. Still blue and yellow, which is a bit too repetitive, but at least yellow is much more pleasing to the eye. The torch is quite unique, and the stars are a bit familiar. Overall, no complaints here other than the state the flag is representing. C tier. Number 31, West Virginia. Ah yes, West Virginia. Blue Ridge Mountains, Shenandoah River. West Virginia's flag is pretty unique. They saw the blue seals, the white seals, and decided to split the difference and make a white seal with a blue border. Good on you, West V. Anyways, this one looked quite nice. The blue and white combo definitely makes it feel more industrial, sorta, kinda like what West Virginia needs right now. I do wish they added some sort of green, though, because wow, is that state verdant. C tier, no strong dislikes. Number 30, Oklahoma. Next up is the Okies. Like South Dakota and Delaware, Oklahoma has nothing. They have light blue on their flag. Oklahoma's flag has one of the best seals depicting Native American symbols, early Western settler symbols, and an olive branch for peace between the two, managing to fit a good majority of Oklahoma's history and population into one of the simpler and prettier seals. Plus, the light blue adds to uniqueness, and the white font isn't nearly as bad as Wisconsin's. C tier. Number 29, Connecticut. Oh boy, Connecticut. One of the prettier blue seals. I really do like the grapes, it adds a lot more than you think. It's nice and quaint like Vermont's, which fits the New England theme. I can't help but like it. C tier. Number 28, Northern Mariana Islands. Our second territory, the Northern Marianas. Despite being one of the more unique territories all the way out in the Pacific, farther out than Hawaii, it has a simple blue seal flag. However, it's one of the better blue seals. No eye-searing colors, plus the monument and flowers look really nice and quaint. I've said quaint a lot now. I just can't really hate it. However, it is still a blue seal, and there's no real unique stuff about it, so C tier. Number 27, Nevada. Nevada's flag looks like a security badge, which makes sense considering its biggest city, and only city, other than Reno? What even goes on there? Anyways, the seal in the corner is a nice change of pace. I do kind of wish they added something in this huge blank space, but hey, just imagine that security badge looking as Vegas, and the rest of the flag is the rest of Nevada. Perfect representations of both of these places. Anyways, I was able to crack a lot of Nevada slander out of this one, so C tier. Number 26, Minnesota. Now for the newest state flag, Minnesota's, adopted in 2024. Minnesota's flag change has been a generally negative response, as many people find it too boring, too simple, which is exactly what I think of it. How could you choose this one when its better, cooler looking, and more meaningful design is right there? I do really like how the pile is shaped like Minnesota, which brings it up a few points. Plus, it's an upgrade from its former blue seal, so while it's not the best we could have gotten, Minnesota's flag is alright. B tier. Number 25, Maryland. Oh no. Oh no. Maryland is next. Somehow a US state flag got a cult following, with every Marylander, and everyone in the Vexillology subreddit, defending this flag to their grave. I get it. It's unique. It has a good meaning, with the two patterns representing the family of the original second Baron of Baltimore, despite him dying long before America was ever its own country. It's just so eye-searing. The two patterns do not go well together, and the fact that the checkerboard isn't all straight looks so bad. As much as I want to love its uniqueness, it has to go here. B tier. Number 24, Virginia. Next up is Virginia, which I actually just came back from. Went to Chantilly, just out of DC. Anyways, their flag. Woohoo! Okay, a bit to break down here. The woman here represents Virtue, who has killed Tyranny, the dead guy seen here. Slay! And yes, her breast is exposed, which I will have to censor. The Latin here reads Sic temper tyrannus, which means thus always to tyrants, meaning all tyrants will meet their end eventually. Overall, it's a pretty good flag, not much to say about it. It harkens back to the Revolution when we kicked Britain out, which is cool, so it gets B tier. Congrats on the best Blue Seal, Virginia. Number 23, Iowa. Iowa's flag is pretty interesting, to say the least. It harkens back to the French times, which makes sense as Iowa was part of the Louisiana Territory colonized by France, along with the Iowan capital of Des Moines. Notice it's not Des Moines. Anyways, the eagle is nice, better than its neighbor Illinois' flag, and the larger white part on the flag is unique enough from France, so it gets a B tier. Number 22, Guam. Guam, that one Chamorro boy out west, smaller than the Northern Marianas, yet usually one of the two territories Americans can actually name. Their flag has always looked to me like it's being ripped in half. You know, like the seal looks like the beginning of it. Anyways, the red and blue combination is nice. I feel it pairs well with Polynesian culture for whatever reason. The seal depicts a beach, which, yeah, probably the only thing Americans are gonna think of when they think Guam. Oh, or that. But overall, good work. I could easily pair this with Guam. B tier. Number 21, Arkansas. Ooh boy, Queso, you really messed up on flag design. A bit too sweet tea, shotgun, MAGA hat, yeehaw for me, if you know what I'm saying. If you don't, Northerner, basically, this flag is a redesigned Confederate flag, having the red background, the blue bars. I mean, come on. At least it's a diamond, which differentiates it enough from Old Dixie and represents Arkansas's historical look at diamond mining. Haven't found netherite, however. You need to head to Little Rock for that. I like their old one much better, however, this isn't the worst it could get. B tier. Number 20, Georgia State. On to the state that somehow combined the South, Baltimore, New England, and Florida and took the worst parts from each of them. Georgia. Not that one, this one. With another Confederate flag. Seriously, this one is literally the official Confederate flag, just with Georgia's watermark slapped across it. The only reason they made it up this far was 1, because it does represent Virginia. I mean, roll into Atlanta and you'll see. And 2, it does look okay. Other than what it represents, the Confederate flag is pretty well made. B tier. B for begrudgingly.
Number 19, Mouse in Baked Beans.
Number 19, Missouri. The state of misery. Hey, that's me. Anyways, I don't like Missouri. I don't know, just something about it makes me twist my face. Oh yeah, the Chiefs. Anyways, Missouri has a unique state flag. I always thought the colors were meant to represent America, but apparently I've been told the red, white, and blue actually represent French Louisiana. Unpatriotic Eastern communists. Anyways, the seal is a sight. It contains the whole US coat of arms, 3 bears, 61 stars. Gang, it has like everything. It's a fine flag. B tier. Number 18, Florida. Florida, that one state they made out of GTA 6. Alligators, lunatics, and Cubans. That's probably a country album, made by someone from Florida. Anywho, this state roasts itself enough, so I don't really need to slander it much more. Florida's flag's like Alabama's, but worse. It has a slightly thicker red cross and a big ol' seal slapped across it. Nothing screams, copy my homework, but change it up a bit, more than this. The seal itself is fine. We've got a beach and a ship and a woman, which I guess is pretty representative of Florida. The orange tint to everything definitely adds to it, makes it feel a lot more like the Sunshine State, I'd say. And first, for the red saltire, you don't know the meaning of it? It's just not there? What? Bro, it's your flag. Tell us what it means. Anyways, it's most likely either represents the Confederacy or this old Spanish Burgundy flag, and since I'm tired of southern states trying to salvage their loss, I'll go with Spain. This actually bumps it up a whole lot, incorporating their old Spanish colonial era into the flag is creative. And this time they were actually part of the empire that they incorporated. Isn't that right, Hawaii? However, they really should have added the unique jutouts from Burgundy to make it really unique. Still, it's a good flag. B tier. Number 17, California. I hate California. Said every human ever. If Delaware is the butt of all jokes in America, then California is the... As their flag, they are just asking for it. I mean, number 1, the bear depicted on it, a California grizzly, is extinct. Number 2, the California Republic thing never went anywhere. 25 days as a country. Texas lasted 10 years, just want to put that there. Number 3, Lone Star, huh? Where have I heard that before? Not to mention the asymmetry, which is just, ugh. But nevertheless, California has one of the most iconic US flags, and I can't put them anywhere below B tier. The colors are so iconic, the flag is easily recognizable. It's great. A well-deserved B tier. Number 16, Alabama. From here on out, these are flags that I genuinely like and have little problems with. Actually, most of the ones that I just did before were actually ones that I really liked. Anyways, here we are. The state known for so many bad things itself, Alabama. First alphabetically, last everywhere else. Except on most state flag rankings, as many people actually like this flag. Now I can see why. It's simple, pretty unique, other than... And I can't disagree, it's a nice flag. However, it is a bit too simple for my liking. However, that's not too much of a problem. After all those blue seals, I'll take what I can get. However, while nothing official has been found for its meaning, it is very possible that this flag, specifically this red saltier right here, is inspired by you-know-who, which marks a few points. The red saltier's official meaning is apparently the St. Cross of Andrew, which checks out. So you're safe for now, Alabama, unlike your non-white population. A for Alabama tier. Number 15, Wyoming. The state of amazing history teachers. Inside joke, you wouldn't know. Wyoming's flag is perfect for their state shape. A blue background with a red and white border, and a nice bison in the center. It's great, however, there is one glaring problem. Of course, it's that seal. It would have been so much better if the seal wasn't there. However, it is creatively hidden in the bison silhouette, which saves it slightly, but gosh, it isn't centered because of that. I really want to place it higher, but no, A tier. Number 14, North Carolina. North Carolina, one of my personal favorite states, has one of my personal favorite flags. I don't have too much to say about it other than that it's pretty simple and it has a nice design. I mean, it bears resemblance to another of my personal favorite state flags. The two dates listed at the top are in fact not the admission date to the Union or the date the flag was adopted, Delaware, Illinois. No, these are two rather unique and underground events, both taking place in the state. We have the Mecklenburg Declaration of Independence, one of the first times colonists tried gaining independence from Britain, and the Halifax Resolves, the first official call for independence from Britain, which paved the way to the real declaration. It's a peak flag, what can I say? A tier. Number 13, Mississippi. Another recently changed flag, Mississippi, coming in clutch whenever Alabama and Louisiana can't take dead last in positive US statistic. Mississippi's old flag would have probably ranked last place because, god dang, they aren't even trying to hide it anymore. Mississippi's new flag is a nice red, blue, and gold which complement each other nicely. The golden star represents Native American tribes from the area, and the 20 remaining represent Mississippi as the 20th state. And in the middle of it all is a magnolia flower, trademark of the state. It's a solid flag with little room for improvement. A tier. Number 12, Colorado. The picturesque, scenic, fresh air, secret weed addiction state of Colorado. Colorado's flag is great. Blue, red, and yellow to represent Eric Cartman. Just kidding, of course, it actually represents the sky, the snow of the Rockies, the red desert, and the yellow sunshine. It's genuinely great. I said Washington's state flag had good evergreen color, but it failed to represent desert Washington. This flag represents all of Colorado, from the mountain peaks to the sandy deserts. It deserves to be high, just like all of its people. In two ways. A tier. Number 11, District of Columbia. DC, a city I recently visited, has one of the best flags in the United States. It's reminiscent of Chicago, the best US city flag, and has a very creative design, being based on George Washington's family coat of arms. Remember, this city is basically a big memorial to him. It's the perfect simple flag for a not perfect, not simple city. A tier. Hey, before we get to the top 50, I need to digress a bit. This is not a sponsorship. There's currently a huge problem on YouTube, on the internet, everywhere really. Of course, I'm talking about artificial intelligence, or AI. I really don't want to talk about it, but it is an urgent problem that desperately needs to be addressed. AI has caused irreversible damage to many, many different industries, including the YouTuber industry. YouTubers, quote unquote, are using AI in their videos to write scripts, to make these ugly eye images, even running the whole channel. It's terrible and taking away from YouTubers who actually put time and effort into the creation of their videos. Not to mention, AI is killing us. We have so little fresh water on this earth, and a rising amount of it is being spent on cooling AI data centers. Like, what? It's terrible. Yes, AI has its uses, but it doesn't need to be in every part of our lives, okay? Have you seen Secret of the Mimic? Have you seen DDLC? Come on. Look, even Monica hates AI. Monica! Anyways, please, just don't support AI and keep your usage of it to the bare minimum, or none, if possible. Please support actual human content creators and artists, before it's too late. That's all. Back to the video. Number 10, American Samoa. Will you look at that? Little American Samoa made it all the way to the top 10. I'm proud of you, buddy. Anyways, the flag definitely stands out with a long flag ratio to fit a white pile which faces hoistward, which is a nice mix-up. It makes it stand out when looking at the blue flag amongst other blue seals. On the pile is an eagle, representing America, holding weapons commonly used by Samoan war chiefs, symbolizing the connection between the two. The two blue sides and the white side represent the 3 districts of American Samoa, which is nice, and I'm a stickler for subdivisions. The red outline represents the ocean between the 2 American Samoan islands, which is nice, although it should probably be blue. Definitely a strong flag for the small island territory. As the kids say, we're making it into statehood with this one. Although probably not, Samoa's like 12 hours from the US mainland. S tier nonetheless. Number 9, Tennessee. Tennessee, another personal favorite of mine, and one that definitely deserves a top 10 on every state flag ranking. Tennessee has an amazing red and blue mix, along with a nice white outline. 3 white stars are placed in a circle in the middle with a blue strip on the side. The blue strip's absolutely carrying Tennessee through this uniqueness category, as it was specifically added to differentiate the flag when placed among other states. The 3 stars represent the 3 major grand divisions of the state, which is some nice subdivision love there. Overall, an amazing flag and one that fits Tennessee to the T. I mean, I can't really find any cons about it. The blue strip, while asymmetrical, is, as said, unique, and the emblem in the center just looks so well made. I mean, it's even on the Titans logo, which stocks the flag a few points. Come on, guys, 3-14 and 25-26 season? Jeez. Nevertheless, Tennessee is an S tier flag. Peak. Number 8, Arizona. Although with those temperatures, they should really be a number 122. Arizona has a very cool flag, unlike its weather, with a blue field representing the Colorado River, making up all of Arizona's western border. The top half is made up of 13 rays alternating between red and yellow, symbolizing the 13 colonies, colored the colors of Spain's flag, as they were the first Westerners in Arizona. A bit of mixed messages there, as the 13 British colonies are colored with Spanish colors, plus that Arizona isn't an original 13 colony, but hey, it is an American state flag, and we're kind of just a mix of every country, so, you know. Anyways, the cherry on top is a copper star, which symbolizes Arizona's prominent copper mining industry. Everything on this flag is meaningful, it looks good, and the warm colors remind me of Bloody Hot Phoenix. A solid S tier that should be in everybody's top 10.
Michael! Don't leave me here! Michael!
Number 7, Puerto Rico. Our last U.S. territory, Puerto Rico itself. It seems it got tired of everyone thinking it to be its own country, so it adopted this flag, which looks strikingly similar to the American flag. The Mono Estrellada, or One Starred, is probably one of the most flown U.S. subdivision flags, being seen in nearly every appearance of the territory in like every Bad Bunny video, which isn't a bad thing. Puerto Rico has an amazing flag. We have a blue triangle with the points representing the 3 branches of American government, the blue being the beautiful Puerto Rican skies and coasts, 5 stripes, 3 red for the blood of the people who died for the territory, and 2 white for liberty and peace. Really pushing home that this is an American territory. However, this is actually just an inverted Cuban flag, which I'll admit kind of nulls the Americanness. However, this flag was made before Cuba went red. This is intentional, as both Cuban and Puerto Rican revolutionaries faced similar problems at similar times. All in all, this is an amazing flag. Very American, very meaningful. I mean, this alone should give Puerto Rico statehood, am I right? S tier. Number 6, Ohio. Ohio, that one state that was only relevant during elections and at one dark age back in 2021. Despite how tremendously boring this whole state is, I mean, Cleveland's whole shtick is not being Detroit, which is valid. It actually has one of, if not the most unique flag in the country. You see, it's not the state's design, although we'll get to that. It's actually the flag itself, which is shaped like a swallowtail. The only US state to do this, and I believe the only modern official flag to, it definitely soars in uniqueness. Now, just like Puerto Rico, its flag is very similar to the United States, with a blue pile on the left with 13 stars for the 13 colonies. Now, while I would dock points down since Ohio was an original colony, they saved it by adding 4 more stars to represent their admission as the 17th state. Meanwhile, these all frame a red and white O, which represents a Buckeye nut, for the Buckeye State, and a letter O for Ohio. We also have, of course, 5 red and white stripes representing the rail and waterways of Ohio, which is pretty cool considering transportation is never really represented on flags. S tier for Swallowtail. Number 5, New Mexico. Often called the best state flag, we have New Mexico. Now, do not get me wrong, New Mexico's flag is great, one of the best. It's simple, it has a classic Native American Zia sun symbol, the colors of Spain, who, like Arizona, were the first Westerners there. Also like Arizona, its warm colors reflect the desert state well. Amazing flag, I mean it represents all of New Mexico, which isn't much, but hey, so is the flag. I would probably add a little something else, but otherwise it's peak. S tier, it doesn't belong anywhere else. Number 4, South Carolina. South Carolina, one of the most charming states. South Carolina. This is what my script is reading. What was I even on? Anyways, South Carolina is one of my favorite flags. It has a nice deep navy blue background with a white palmetto tree, which is basically the state's logo, plus a crescent moon symbolizing medals won by soldiers during the American Revolution. Do remember South Carolina was a 13th colony. It's an amazing flag, really. I mean, it had to include a palmetto for the Palmetto State, and this was definitely the best way to do instead of keeping it in a seal or something. The moon and dark blue background make it look like a calm, serene, and simple beach scene, which describes South Carolina perfectly. S tier. Number 3, Alaska. Another one of the state flags usually placed at the top, Alaska. The biggest state, they are very proud of their flag. Everywhere you go in this state, at least from my experience, you'll see this flag flying outside of houses nearly as much as the American flag. I love it. It's very unique, utilizing its stars as a constellation instead of on a seal, much like the American flag does. Said constellation is the Big Dipper, Ursa Major, the Great Bear, which, like South Carolina's Palmetto, is an icon of the last frontier. We've got the bigger North Star of Polaris here, which is an important symbol of navigation for many craftsmen, especially in Alaska. The blue background represents the deep blue skies and seas of Alaska. Alaska has the biggest airspace and coastline in America, by the way. The yellow the stars for the wealth of Alaska rivers, such as the plentiful gold and oil in the state, which I'm sure Russia thinks about every day. It's a great flag, nothing more to say. S tier. Honorable mention, the United States of America. Number 2, Utah. Utah. Wow, you just can't hate Utah. Beautiful deserts, beautiful national parks, Mormons, it's great. And their flag is no different. I'm a sucker for tricolors and land representation, and this flag covers both of those perfectly. Blue on top to represent the skies, lakes, and the knowledge and freedom, plus a neat reference to the old Utah blue seal flag. A red bottom for southern Utah's deserts and perseverance, and a white middle for peace, and the snow of Utah's mountains, furthered by its mountain range shape at top. In the middle is a beehive, a symbol of Utah's industry and nickname, surrounded in a hexagon, the shape most associated with beehives and honeycombs, and to top it all off, a gold 5-pointed star for Utah's 5 main Native American tribes, and a reference to Utah's star on the American flag. It is amazing. Everything has a meaning. Everything is so neat, so well put together. I love everything about it. I couldn't find anything bad about it. I've said this for the past few flags because it's true. Really, this is peak. It makes me wish I lived in Utah just so I could fly this flag proud outside my house. I mean, I suppose I could do that now, but whatever. This is what modern flags should look like. Utah's flag was made in 2024. Clean, well-meaning, fresh, an outstanding S tier. However, they are missing one thing. There's no purple on this flag. And I think you all know why there should be purple on Utah's flag. Number 1. Well, here we are. Number 1. It's been a long list. There's been ups, there's been downs, there's been Delaware. That was bad. But we made it. Thank you for staying with me this whole list, listening to me ramble about how Rhode Island's flag ratio fits its size, how North Carolina has unique dates on its flag, how Delaware is the objectively worst state. Thank you. Unless, of course, you skipped number 1, then screw you, go watch the rest of the list. I worked really hard on it. But no matter how you got here, here is number 1. That would, of course, be the one, the only, Texas. A Lone Star for the Lone Star State. A flag that has been used to represent Texas not only in the Union, but as its own republic. The oldest state flag currently in use, and the best. In my opinion, of course. Do I need to say just how iconic it is? Look at any nook and cranny in the vast and diverse fields of Texas, and you will see the blue for loyalty, white for purity, and red for bravery. An amazing flag that traces back to Fredonia, the first attempt by Texans to declare independence from Mexico, and of course the Lone Star, Texas's nickname itself, representing all of Texas, the state that was on its own for 10 years before joining the United States. The Lone Star also is a symbol that united Texans during the Texan Revolution, now immortalized in the best U.S. state flag. S tier, I wouldn't change a single thing. Wow, this video came out to be 42 minutes long. Jeez, I thought it was going to be 20 minutes or something. However, thank you so much for watching this video. It was really fun to create, but also really hard and very, very time consuming. I started production on this on June 16th, so I only had about 2 weeks, a little less than that because of procrastination, to make this for July 4th. It was the perfect opportunity, you know. It was the 24th birthday, the 250th birthday of America, so I just had to make something for it, and, you know, if the algorithm blesses me, then hopefully this video gets views. You know, I'm releasing this on July 4th, so searches for America may be up, but if it doesn't, I'm fine with that. This is just a really fun project to make, and it was really nice to get my ideas out there. I've always wanted to be a YouTuber, so I guess this is the first step. Thank you so much for watching. Good night.